Standard reports don't always tell the whole story. This video explores the DataStream Report Builder, your tool for creating, filtering, and exporting clean data directly to Excel.
There's also kind of more complex and interesting things that you can do. So over on the left-hand side, we have this Analytics tab. So if I drill down to Analytics, I have two options here. I have Reports and I have Charts. I'm going to touch on these one at a time. I'm going to start with Reports. So with Reports, I can drill down and I have options. I can either view my existing reports or I can create new reports. So right now, I'm just going to start with View. What I have here is a company-wide list of save reports that I've created ahead of time. So what you do when you create a report is you give it a name and you give it a description. This is optional, but very useful because you can have as many of these as you want. So it's kind of really important to remember what they are. And then you have an option for each report to manage. You can also, if you have a bunch of them, you can do a real-time keyword search on any field and pull up a report. So if you know something off the top of your head, you just type it in and you'll find it quickly. But right now I'm going to pull up my customer report. Maybe say I'm integrating with something like Klaviyo or Mailchimp, and I need to export a CSV of customers for an upcoming marketing campaign. So I want my customer list brief. So I'm going to go over here and press Manage. And when I do, this comes up with a lot of configuration options. There's two tabs here. I'll go through them in detail. The first tab it's called Configuration. So again, you give it a name and you give it a description. And you have export options. So it defaults to CSV. Again, I don't think you folks can see the pop-ups, but you also can choose Excel if you want. So CSV and Excel are the options. And then you have a drop down here where once you click it, you can see every table or view that's available in the Counterpoint database. And you have their friendly name, what you would see if you're in the customer screen in Counterpoint. And you also have the backend name, which is database language, the SQL language. So if you're more technical and you're familiar with the structure of Counterpoint, or you're integrating with or working with somebody who is, it might be useful to see the backend field names. So this report, I'm just going to choose customers, database language, the SQL language. So if you're more technical and you're familiar with the structure of Counterpoint, or you're integrating with or working with somebody who is, it might be useful to see the backend field names. So you can go through here and click or unclick any column that you want. This one's pretty basic. Again, I have address information, city, country, balance information, things like that. Over here on the right-hand side, depending on the table, you can filter on any column that is available. So you would just take this drop down and say, if I want to filter on my customer balance, say it's like a accounts receivable dunning report or something like that. I can say, all right, I have this balance filter. I'm just going to add one here. And I want to say my filter is greater than 0. And that would apply the filter on the back end when you run the report. That's all fine and good. Yeah, I set up my report, but how do I look at my data? So you would just go up here to this report tab right next to configuration. You press report. You get a little pop-up here that says building report. And this hits Counterpoint, pulls data in real time. You can see all of the columns and the data in your database. It's page, so you can obviously go to the next page if you want. But the really cool part about this page is I can keyword search in real time on any column. So say I want to run my Paul report, why wouldn't I want to run a Paul report? Because my name is Paul. I can keyword search. And when I did that, it went through all of these columns and found matches on what I found. So again, if you're on that tablet or on the go and you just want to really very quickly try to target data and look at a very specific data point, you can do that. And then also you have this blue button here. Again, you won't be able to see the pop-up, but once I press it, it's going to have that classic save file dialog, and in your desktop or downloads, you just give it whatever name you want. Downloads, very quickly. You just double click on it, and then it's open in Excel, it's open in Google Sheets, it's open in whatever tool you use to look at spreadsheets. The data is instantly available. And then create, so back over here on the left, so create it's just the same thing, but you can just create one from scratch. It just skips a screen. You can go right in and create a brand new report.
Stop fighting with formatting and start using your data. You can now keyword search and export any table in your database with just a few clicks.